Hi, and welcome to the Phoenix and Friends podcast, where we bring you a little bit of inspiration, motivation, and light, one guest at a time. This week, we are diving into the worlds of music, poetry, and performance with my very, very, very special guests and good friends, Armanious. Kat, Simo, how are you both doing?
We are good.
Oh, yeah, very good.
So, Kitty and Simo, please introduce yourself to the people back at home and let them know what it is that you do.
I am Kitty. I am a performing artist, a singer, and a songwriter.
And I'm Simone. I am a guitarist, bass player, producer,
Songwriter.
songwriter, happy person.
I feel like you're both massively underselling yourselves there.
Times.
I mean, humility is the best way to be, right?
It is.
I know you do a lot of poetry as well, Kitty. Simo,
Yes,
I know
yes.
that you play keys as well. You just are a bit of an all-round musical genius. Kitty, you
Yes.
rap. Both of you
Yes.
produce.
Okay, so we left some things out.
Yeah, you both also, I mean, should qualify as stylists because the fashion sense of Armanious is incredible. So, like, let me know a little bit more about that. Let me know a little bit more about yourselves and
Do you know what? Often it is so unintentional the way that we sync up.
It's
We
crazy.
won't plan a look, and then we'll arrive somewhere and we are fully synchronized, whether it's like color tone or like a stylistic choice or a particular accessory. So yeah, there's definitely
Yeah, color tones.
color tones we
I
always
think, yeah. I think it's a thing.
Yeah.
Even though today is like a little bit all over the place, but hey,
still kind of bluey.
still kind of bluey.
how did this fabulous duo get together? How did you guys meet?
So we met at music school in London. It was the first class on the first day, and we clocked each other, and that was literally the beginning of the story.
Yeah, it was like a sort of like kumbaya circle when we were like just like clapping.
Everyone clapping.
I was
like, wow, he can clap.
That person can clap so well.
So, after becoming familiar through Amazing Claps, how did that bond build? When was it that you guys really thought like, wow, we have to get together and work together and form a band and form a duo?
So we would always work with each other and choose each other for different assessments,
Yeah.
whatnot. So I would always be on vocals in whatever Simo was doing and vice versa. And then this kind of carried on for about a year. And then we started writing together outside of the school. And at that point there was 3 of us, but the other person, they didn't stay on, and we carried on doing it because it was just very fluid and natural for us. And then
pandemic happened,
so we moved in together because we thought if there was any way that we were going to be able to write and keep the flow of that going, it would be to live together. And that's what we did basically for the whole pandemic, was just
writing, yeah,
and just really like get locked in.
Yeah, and also like hanging out with you.
Yeah.
I was definitely there to witness the birth of Armanious, and since day one, as you guys know, I've been your biggest fan. Genuinely, apart from the fact that you are both just incredible people and friends, the musicality is just incredible and tickles all of my fancies.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What was that like as well for you? Because you are so in sync in terms of, as you said, in fashion style, but also actually in musical style as well. So what was that journey of discovery like as you really realized that your tastes align, and what is it like collaborating with each other in that sense as well? Because I know you have such an amazing chemistry. And describe what that feels like working with someone who gets you so well.
I feel like it's also something that so basically we couldn't produce or doing anything on a laptop, and we just had to figure it out together. So that's how really our taste just bonded. We were trying to figure out how to do it during pandemic, so we were just like literally spending days,
fucking around.
yeah, on my laptop, just trying to figure out how can we like achieve something that sounds semi-professional, you know.
Took a minute.
Took years. But yeah, I think it was just like experimenting, lots of sitting down on our kitchen table and
also just like a real love and respect for each other, and a real comfortability, like a real no judgment zone.
Yeah.
Never. And there never has been. And I think that's why it's been so healthy and fruitful, because it's always just like, what do you got? Like, show me. Like, cool. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, thanks for sharing anyway, and let's try and find something new from it.
Yeah.
You know?
No ego involved.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and that's so important, especially in creative projects, when there can be so much ego. I think because of the vulnerability involved in creativity. So that's beautiful that you guys have been able to put that aside and truly be vulnerable with each other, and be honest with each other as well during the collaborative process. And that's, I think, where a lot of bands go wrong, is that fear of that vulnerability, or sharing that and expressing that, which is amazing. And you both have such an incredible energy and atmosphere, particularly live. So talk to me about that as well, and how much live music means to both of you, because I know you both are performers of the highest caliber.
I mean, that live is where it comes alive, where you feel it, where it happens. I mean, the studio is a beautiful place, and that part of creation is beautiful, but the immediacy of the interaction with the audience and between the two of us, and that's when we really get to sit inside of our synchronicity, inside of the music, like the way it possesses us both, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, that's where the fun is, or at least that's where it should be.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not, sometimes it's hard, and it can feel like, a bit of a battle, but and that's more in terms of like maybe not an amazing venue, or the sound not being really good, and so you're having a battle with all of these different things going on. But when it comes to like the two of us, yeah, that's where the real, like, that's where the fun is.
And it also comes back to the fact that living together for such a long time and rehearsing together in a comfortable place like our own house, we kind of bring the same energy to the live performance. So like we really feel comfortable to express ourselves in, the most homey way, so we kind of, we're super comfortable with each other on stage, and we can just let it out.
I think we're both really lucky that we both are actually natural performers. I know a lot of really incredible musicians and songwriters that when they get on a stage, that's kind of not their zone, but both of us really, like, we really thrive from that space, and that's good because it's then both of us bringing that together on a stage.
Absolutely. Yes, and having witnessed both of you guys live, I can definitely vouch for that, that energy and that comfortability that you both share on a stage. And an Armanious live show, if you have not been, is something you definitely have to check out. In terms of writing and producing with each other and collaborating, give me more about how that creative process works for you both. How does it start? Does it start with the lyrics? Does it start with the music? What is that process like for you two as a band?
It varies. Sometimes it starts with a melody. Sometimes it starts with like a little riff that Simo would have written. Sometimes we challenge ourselves and we're like, okay, cool, we're going to sit down in this session, and we give ourselves a time frame, and it's like, now we're going to just write a song and we work it out together. It really it really depends. I don't think we have one particular format for how we write that is preferred over anything else. But it's
I feel like at the beginning it was very much through your poetry,
based around the poetry, yeah.
And then, you know, what we said before, you know, we just learned how to produce, so we were really laptop based, and then we just kind of like felt a little bit uncomfortable with that, and we were like, all right, let's try and just go back to the origins and just like start writing guitar and voice again, but then again producing directly on the laptop. So really it varies. It depends on what kind of state of mind we are in that moment,
and also what it is that we're trying to write. You know, I think maybe sometimes we get a feeling like, okay, we want to write something that is very melodic and very like soulful, and then we will really strip back and go kind of guitar and voice. And then sometimes we want to get really bad and really bassy and something a bit more ass shaky, and then it's like, okay, cool, let's get on the laptop and figure out what like the sound palette is going to be like, and then we work from there up.
Yeah.
So you're both very open to just experimenting and seeing what comes out as well, rather than having just a clear defined structure, but you're just very free and open and experimental in that creative process.
Totally free. I don't think there's anything that like is set with this.
No, also we really trust each other's musicality and intuition as well. So depending on the situation, stuff can change like immediately, you know. If one of us feels uncomfortable with what is going on, it's really easy for us to switch from one to the other. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some of your songs that I've heard redone in so many different styles that have all been incredible. And I feel like there is like a constant remixing going on in the Armanious creative
There is a constant remixing. That often comes from, say, for example, we have a gig and we have like limited resources on the stage or in the setting or the venue. So we're like, okay, let's try and reimagine this thing. Or then we've written a song, guitar and voice, and now we're like, we get to go to a stage where we can have a fuller sound. It's a bigger room. It's a good system. So we're like, what would happen if we incorporated a bass and we get the keys on there and we do live looping, and, you know, how do we fill the space? So that's how that happens most of the time.
Which is why maybe we consider ourselves more as performers, because that's something that we really like to do, to like rearrange our songs for a live set, you know, and remixing them and changing the structures, or you know. Also, like, Kitty's really versatile with how she is on stage and how, you know, intense she can be, and so I kind of have to adjust to that, which is really fun.
Love it when you call me intense.
Yes, so intense.
Yeah, and there's so much element of improvisation as well. I feel like when you guys are on stage, there's such a and watching that, like you said, that vibe between you two, you can really tell that you've spent that time building that up, because it's just a half a look at this or that, and it's like you guys both just sense exactly where you want to go during each performance, which is incredible
like
to watch.
I'm guilty of like wanting to be lazy when we do live shows and just do guitar and voice, because I know when we do just guitar and voice, we can't go wrong. It doesn't matter what we forget or what we mess up or anything, it's always going to land, because we're just going to like work it out in the moment. And then people are like, wow, it felt really like, and we're like, it's because it was.
We just got 3/4 of a song.
And then just added some other bit.
I love that. And in terms of how you both got started before Armanious got together, and when you were both young and you were dreaming about doing something, where did that journey start for each of you individually as creators?
So I always had I always studied music throughout my whole life. So I started studying guitar when I was really young, probably around 5, 6 years old. So back in Rome, I always had like musical situations going around. I started studying at the conservatoire in Rome, studying jazz guitar, and that wasn't really the place for me. Way too academic and a very toxic environment, so I just decided to just come to London. And I've always dreamed about having a musical partner that would just like, push me to improve. I always wished to have a bigger sister, and I found my bigger sister. That's basically what happened. And someone that was musical and helped me grow a lot. And luckily I was just very blessed. So I found the perfect situation, and now I'm just like
And for you, Kitty, how did it start off in your
Um,
creative journey before you got to where you are now?
So I grew up in Sydney, Australia, sunny Sydney, and I was also very fortunate that my parents really valued arts. I think my mum in particular, I think it wasn't really something that was afforded to her as an immigrant child. So she really wanted me and my sister to be able to touch all of the things and see what they were like and work it out. So from very young, studying music was piano, and was in theatre classes, musical theatre, acting, um, and then went to like a performing arts high school, which I was actually pursuing. Although music was always a part of my life, I was pursuing acting as like my mainstream. And this is also why I call myself a performing artist, because I feel like music is a catalyst for the performing, and it's not it could come in any different manifestation of it, the just this wanting to tell stories. And then I came to London in 2011, and after a few years I decided that I wanted to build community in London that was in and around music. So I very early on did a like an introductory course, and then later on I went and did the bachelor's, and that's where I met Simo, and really just thought, you know what, why not me, why not pursue music, why not do this, and just claim the space, and here we are now.
Absolutely. And I know both you touched a little bit on some of the difficulties along of what you face, but what do you feel are some of the challenges that you both faced on your journey, and how did you overcome those challenges?
See, for me, probably the main challenge was language. So I couldn't really speak English when I moved here. So I couldn't really translate my personality at the beginning, which was really frustrating, because I was just like, oh, people see me in a way that really doesn't represent me, just because I didn't have the vocabulary to really express myself. So the first year I remember it was really, really tough, but also like you were really helping me, because you were like, oh no, don't worry, like I really understand you. Your English is perfect. It wasn't
Positive affirmation,
positive
very
affirmations.
important.
Yeah, that's the love language that I needed at that moment. But yeah, like when you're trying to even make a joke and you're not understood. Also, I don't know, but London, and England in general, it's a very hard place for that, because people don't really accommodate you in that way. They don't make it easier for you. So I just felt like, okay, now it's time for the rise and grind. I just need to learn how to speak and do it quicker, because otherwise I'm just gonna lose opportunities, and I'm gonna, um, just not be integrated in the musical community that I want to be in, you know? So yeah, that was a massive one for me.
Yeah, and I think that's a very massive problem in a lot of Anglophone countries, and with English in general, is it being such a lingua franca around the world. A lot of people whose native language is English, they don't learn a second language. So someone who's also not a native English speaker, even though my English is not really good, I can definitely relate to that difficulty. I remember when I first came back from Germany when I was 11, I was in a class and I opened my mouth and only German came out when I tried to answer a question, and I just couldn't get English out of my brain for a second. And yeah, there's definitely a lot that goes on there when it comes to English people hearing people who are foreign and being like, oh. So yeah, that's a massive challenge, and to have come so far and to have luckily found support as well in that journey is huge. And
Yeah,
what
that was
about you,
massive.
Kitty?
Look, this is not like a new concept for a lot of artists, but I think that I suffered and do still with like imposter syndrome and just this idea that I do not belong and that I'm not like quite good enough to be in the community or the scene or the industry or whatever it is. And I think that over the years, that's just a dial that I was able to turn down, you know? And I don't know if it's necessarily because I believe anymore that I should be here than anybody else, but I just have been able to, yeah, just really dial that down and not listen so loudly to that voice, be less precious about myself, the way that I come across, the way that the way I think others perceive me. And you know, that's tied into a lot of shit from my upbringing, my childhood, um, being an immigrant in a white country, always kind of feeling like I was on the outside and I never really belonged. And I think that just infiltrates the way that you are in space for your whole life. So, and also like the industry is saturated with incredible people, and how can you not naturally compare yourself and where you're at in your growth to other people. But it always just came down to how much do I want it, where does this fit in my life? And it is a life force. It's life force energy, the music and the performance stuff. It's kind of like, if I don't do it, then like what am I, who am I, what's the point, kind of thing. And that means pursuing it in any capacity, not necessarily as a sort of professional capacity, but just to have it in my life. So yeah, I would say that sort of has been the main challenge, just this taking up of space and doing it in a way that is authentic and with the right amount of ego, because ego is important. You have to have some ego. Some people are abundant, some people need a little top up, and that's also a skill, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. I want to pick up on that because I think the common struggle you both shared there was that struggle of being an immigrant, being a migrant, being somewhere new to a place. And you were obviously able to find each other to help each other through that journey. But yeah, for other people who are out there, maybe someone who's thinking about moving to a new country or starting afresh somewhere else, or people who have done that, just moved somewhere new and are looking for something. What are some of both of your tips as immigrants who've managed to really build a home and a community in a new country, for people who are going through that?
I would say, like, in terms of me, the immigration thing was obviously my childhood, and coming here, like, yes, I did move here from another country, but English is my first language, so you know, I found that easy, right? Being able to communicate and be understood. But I would say, in terms of like the being able to this kind of self-belief thing and how to like be confident in that and take up space, I would say that there's no rush for it. I think like there's a tendency that people want things just so quickly. I mean, we know this, right? We live in this world, but it's okay for things to actually take time, and that doesn't take anything away from how valid the story is that you're telling, as in your own life, your own storyline. And I think find your tribe is very important, and this is also something that not necessarily has to happen overnight, although sometimes it does. And just this, like, open the peripheral, you know, like see outside of the box. Don't close it in and just sort of think that you can predict the next stage. Like, be open to anything, especially like in big cities like London, you know. Like, I really had to be a bit of a yes girl when I came here. Like, just say yes to things. So long as you're safe, you know what's going on, you know where you are, you know, like these things are of course important, go without saying, but like say yes, challenge yourself. And this is also where the ego comes into play. Like let it down, let it go a little bit. Step out the box. And play and be at play always, because art and music and all of these things, it is just play. It's all play. And everybody wants to play. That's the thing. Other artists, like, that's what we're here to do. We're here to play. So yeah, if that answers your question.
Yeah, I also feel like one thing that is really important is to never lose connection with your home country as well. Because when you come to this city, at least for myself, I had a tendency of just like, oh, this is just so great, that I started hating my homeland. I was just like, that really doesn't resonate with me anymore, because the society that I'm into right now makes me feel like that's a little bit out of place, you know, when actually that's super important, because what you've experienced in, you know, in my case, it was 19 years of my life back in Italy, is so super precious, and it still shapes me to be the person that I am right now. So always, you know, find your tribe, but be also conscious of the person that you were before coming to the country that you're gonna go to.
Yeah. And in terms of working together in a band, and that's kind of such a stereotype in the music industry that bands don't last, bands break up. And you guys obviously have this incredible bond with each other. So what would be your tip for anyone out there starting a band, in a band? How would you, what would you pass on to people who want to make that a success?
Can I say one thing? Let it breathe when it needs to breathe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, we haven't consecutively for all of these years constantly been in each other's pockets, writing and rehearsing and doing all this stuff. There have been long periods where we're like, we need to have a little, I need to download, I need to go away and I need to do my thing, and vice versa. It doesn't change like how we feel about each other. It doesn't change the juice. It doesn't change the connectivity and the chemistry. In fact, it makes it stronger. So yeah, let it breathe when it needs to breathe. Like with any relationship, like you need to give space.
So true. So true.
And without like shaming and guilting and taking things personally, because it's often not.
It's not even about the amount of effort that one's put in, you know? Like, it's not that because we're taking moments to breathe, and that doesn't mean that we're not committed. Or I'm working more than you know? There's no such thing as that, you know? So yeah, that's perfect, actually.
And it also goes back to this idea that, you know, like let things take time. Like there's no urgency for something.
Yeah.
Like we may write our best thing in 5, 10, who knows, 20 years time. Who knows what's going to happen. And that might be after a huge hiatus. You know, not everything now.
Yeah, absolutely. And if something is supposed to last, it's like a relationship, you know? If you're supposed to be with someone for such a long period of time, then it's not everything about the now. It can happen in 5, 10, 20 years, and that's absolutely okay, because we're in this to last rather than for the short term. Are you guys ready for some quick fire questions?
Oh, go on.
Shall we have some fun? Okay, what is your favorite song right now?
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Oh God, I'm so bad at this. I have to actually look at my phone.
Actually, look at my phone as well.
Shame, is that
That's like
so
everyone
bad?
had to get their phone out. It's absolutely fine.
It's actually embarrassing. I think it's embarrassing.
It is a little bit, you know.
It is a little bit embarrassing. Look, I don't know about a favorite song, but one of my favorite artists is Laya. Laya. She's like a real R&B girly, and I'm just gonna say all of her shit bangs, and any day of the week at any time I can put that on and I'll be happy. At the moment it's her song Bitter.
I don't know. I've been in a little bit of a Joy Badass moment right now. So I feel like maybe like Snakes. Snakes is such a good song. 1999 is such a good album. I'm just listening over and over and over and over every day. It's just so good.
Amazing choices. What is your favorite place to go unwind?
To unwind
Yeah, when you decide I
in
just
a
need
body
to go
of water.
relax. Body of water.
Any body of water. Yeah.
I had same. I just grew up really close to the beach, so yeah, any body of water, that's perfect.
What is the last movie you watched?
The last movie I watched was what was it called? I went to the cinema with some kids. It was a kids film.
Hell yeah.
I forgot because it wasn't that great.
The Bad Kids movie.
Bad Guys 2. There you go. There is one character in it though who's basically like just the stud dream. I can't lie. She is heaven. She's a feline character.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she's fit.
Do you know who else is fit? That fish in Shark Tale.
Yeah.
Do you know Lola?
Yeah.
Incredible. No, the last movie I've watched, how's it called? The last movie that Emma Stone was in. Pretty Little Things, Pretty Things.
I don't know, babe.
I can't remember. I'm so bad. I'm not a movie watcher, guys. I am so bad.
Same, to be honest. Ice cream or sorbet?
Ice cream. Gelato.
Name a book that you think everyone should read.
When the Body Says No. Garble Mate. Incredible.
I'll come back to that.
No problem. Your favorite trash meal?
Trash meal.
Hot dogs.
Hot dog.
Hot dogs, mate. Oof.
Hot dogs. Just a fried potato.
Fried potato. Fried.
Just a fried potato. Just potato, fry it. Salt. Happy girl.
Classic, can't go wrong. Favorite healthy snack?
Carrots.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Just carrots.
Carrots are excellent. Yeah, crudités, darling.
Got two Bugs Bunnies over here.
That's it.
Who was the poster on both of your teenage walls?
Oh, this is such an embarrassing question.
Yeah,
There was many, obviously. There was many. I was a child in the 90s. So it was Hanson, there was the Backstreet Boys and the NSYNC, there was Spice Girls, and this is so embarrassing. Tom Cruise. Don't.
You're attracted by Tom Cruise?
I don't know what it was, okay? It was the times.
Wow.
I don't even believe I said that out loud.
Definitely keeping that in.
Well, yeah, that's bad. I was madly in love with this footballer. His name is Alessandro Nesta. Incredible, beautiful man. And
So not Tom Cruise then?
Not Tom Cruise. Oh my God, no.
No, I know it's so bad.
So bad. I always had a little something for Britney, you know? Britney.
Britney and a footballer. What was the favorite concert both of you guys have been to?
Ooh, Missy Elliott or Destiny's Child?
Nah, babe.
They're both up there. What?
Jill Scott.
look, Jill Scott was an incredible. Don't like that was incredible. But in terms as a concert, a whole thing, I've got to say, actually, I went and saw Pink. Like this was maybe 20 years ago. That was incredible. Hanging from the roof, all the aerial art. What she's incredible.
Pink puts on a show.
Pink puts on a show.
She's great. I think for me, either Eric Gales is this blues guitarist. I just saw him in London after 10 years that I was just trying to go and see him live. It was just incredible. It was just like watching Jimi Hendrix just in front of me. It's just incredible. And JPEG Mafia. JPEG Mafia was incredible. Just saw it here in London, and he was just running around the crowd while rapping. It was just wow.
Great choices. Where's one place in the world you still have to visit?
You going?
China.
Oh, nice choice.
China, yeah.
Nice choice. I'm really looking forward to go to Mexico, but I'm actually going to go this year. Yeah.
Where's your favorite place that you've been on holiday?
Come on.
What?
I want to say it.
What? Ostia.
Yeah.
Simo's from Ostia. It's seaside Rome. Listen, it's not. It's not. It's lovely. It's nice. If you don't know much better, I grew up in Sydney, babe. Like the beaches are pristine. You can't take me to Ostia.
It's yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, that's hard.
I spent some time in Antigua in the Caribbean, and that was really stunning. That was a very, 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 very beautiful part of the world.
Yeah, I think for me it's either Burma. Burma was incredible. Myanmar, that's just so beautiful, and the people are amazing. Or Vietnam. So like Southeast Asia in general.
What is your most embarrassing festival moment that you can share? It can go up on Patreon too.
I might have to skip that one because I don't know if it's appropriate to share any embarrassing moments like that for me.
It happened to me recently. I was performing at this festival and I really had to pee. But I couldn't really find the bathrooms. So I just went back to the stage that I performed. And I just basically peed on stage.
Hot.
When the stage was closed, yeah.
That's hot, babe.
Yeah.
Fuck the stage. Nice. Who needs the stage?
Who needs a stage anyway?
Who needs a stage anyway? Come on, the festival was done.
If you could time travel to any historical period, where would you go to?
Can't lie. Like Studio 54, just having a fucking time on the dance floor with the who's who and all of the party extras, and just, you know, no phones, no cameras, none of that shit, just vibes. I could.
That's nice.
That's the party girl in me talking though.
Yeah, that's nice. I was thinking even like 70s, but maybe I'm just gonna go a little bit more back and say like Renaissance in Italy. We were rich at the time. So lots of arts. Art was funded. Artists were a big part of society. So why not?
Who is your favorite or most inspiring historical figure?
That is a good question.
Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino, two judges that fought the mafia till they were killed by the mafia. It's something that really shocked me when I was a kid. It's just like incredibly brave people that really fought for justice, and they were killed while they were fighting for their people because of this cancer that it's still devouring my home country.
I wish I had something as like beautiful and intellectual and eloquent as that. But honestly, I have to just say my grandmothers, two of them, as two women who emigrated to a country and just did that whole thing. One of them particularly on her own with 5 children and no husband because he, you know, was taken away by all the fruits of the new land. I think that is like an incredible thing. For me anyway, in proximity. So yeah.
Absolutely. If you could both learn one language with no effort, you could just wake up one day, speak and understand it fluently. What language would you both just want to be able to speak?
Spanish.
Chinese. Yeah.
Mandarin?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the best present anyone's ever given you? Best present.
Well, it's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm hoping I'm going to get something amazing. But best present I've ever been given. Damn, Phoenix.
That's really
These are getting harder and harder.
Massage gun.
Oh, that is a banging present.
That's a banging present.
That is a banging present.
Massage gun.
I can't even think. I can't even think.
Random great present.
I can't think. I mean, I've had lots of lovely gifts. I really have.
All the gifts. What's the worst present anyone's ever given you?
Probably socks.
Socks are great presents.
Socks is
I
an
can never
excellent
have
present.
time to buy socks. I'm like, please give me socks.
No.
Yeah, but you know
Socks have
those ones with like pineapples on them from Primark?
Excuse me, look at your socks right
Yeah,
now.
but like these are so cute. Like look at them. Like with little
You can't-
flowers.
You can't. He's talking about pineapple socks and he's wearing flower
No,
socks.
but you know what I mean? Like the Primark ones that just melt in your feet. Like
Listen, I'll take a pair of socks. I'll take a pair of socks anytime. I can't answer that either. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Where's the best place to go on a shopping spree? And this can be online or in person.
TK Maxx.
do you know I was thinking this?
The ones in Central, because you know you can feel like a real bougie bitch.
Yeah.
TK Maxx.
Oh.
And last, if you had a
bitch.
microphone and you could speak to the world for
TK
30
Maxx is actually
seconds and give
such a
everyone
place
just
to
one
shop
piece of
spree.
advice, what piece of advice would you give the world?
I think if you're an artist, make your art political. Because if it's not political, it's just gonna stay from what I said earlier. It's just gonna stay on like this tower of ivory that just relates to privileged people. If you're an artist, your art needs to be political because it needs to be for everyone. So just think about what you want to say and think about who you are and how those two things correlate to each other.
And I was going to say, never stop playing. Never stop having fun, never stop playing. And don't take it all yourself too seriously. Because one day it's going to be over and I just want to have a fucking nice time, if I'm honest. I really do. I want it to be full of joy.
A little spoiler.
You can find us, the best place is on Instagram. It is Armanious __. And you'll be able to see all of the updates on there. And we're going to be dropping a single quite soon. And it's called El Cheapo, and it is the cheeky little banger. A cheeky little banger.
Stanky face.